Listen before you give up, because the moment you quit is often the moment just before everything changes. Life has a cruel way of testing how serious you are about what you say you want. It will push you to the edge, exhaust your patience, drain your confidence, and whisper that stopping would be easier. But what it never tells you is how close you are to becoming stronger than the struggle you're facing. In 2026, more people feel tired than ever before, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. They are tired of trying, tired of failing, tired of hoping, and tired of being disappointed. Many aren't weak, they're overwhelmed. And when you're overwhelmed, quitting feels like relief. But relief is temporary. Regret lasts much longer. Before you give up, listen to this truth. The pain you're feeling right now is not proof that you should stop, it's proof that you've been fighting. Nothing hurts if you're not trying. Nothing exhausts you if you're standing still. The very struggle you want to escape is evidence that you're alive, growing, and pushing beyond what you once thought you could handle. Listen before you give up, because nobody talks about how lonely persistence feels. When you start something new, people cheer. When you keep going quietly, people disappear. There are no claps during the middle, no applause during the grind, just silence. And silence can make you question everything. But silence is not failure. It's the workshop where resilience is built. Many people quit not because they can't continue, but because they underestimate their ability to survive discomfort. They mistake difficulty for impossibility. But life doesn't break you by giving you too much. It breaks you when you stop believing you can endure what you've already survived.
Before you give up, listen to how far you've already come. There were days you thought you wouldn't make it through, and yet here you are. There were nights you cried silently, mornings you woke up heavy, moments you wanted to disappear, and still you kept going. If you were strong enough to survive your past, you are strong enough to face this chapter too. Listen before you give up, because giving up doesn't erase the pain, it just changes its form. The pain of effort eventually fades, but the pain of regret grows louder with time. One hurts now, the other hurts forever. Choose carefully which pain you're willing to live with. In 2026, life moves fast and comparison moves faster. You look around and see others winning, smiling, succeeding, and you wonder what's wrong with you. But you don't see their private battles. You don't see their doubts, their failures, or the moments they almost quit too. Social media shows highlights, not the hell behind them. Before you give up, listen to this. Your timeline is not broken. Being behind is not the same as being finished. Late progress is still progress. Slow growth is still growth. The only real failure is stopping completely. Many people think strength means never feeling tired, never doubting, never wanting to quit. That's a lie. Strength is continuing even when quitting feels logical. Strength is showing up when your heart isn't in it. Strength is choosing discipline when motivation has left the room.
Listen before you give up, because your future self is begging you not to stop. That version of you, the one who made it through, needs you to hold on right now, needs you to take one more step, needs you to survive this moment so they can exist. Life doesn't always reward effort immediately. Sometimes it waits to see if you're serious. Sometimes it delays success until patience becomes part of who you are. And many people quit right before the lesson is complete. Before you give up, listen to this hard truth. No one is coming to rescue you from your struggle. But that doesn't mean you're alone. It means you're capable. It means the strength you're looking for is already inside you, waiting to be used. Listen before you give up, because quitting often feels like clarity when it's actually exhaustion talking. Rest if you must, but don't quit. Pause if needed, but don't walk away. You're allowed to slow down. You're not allowed to abandon yourself. In 2026, life is demanding more resilience than ever, but it's also shaping stronger people than ever if they refuse to quit. You are not weak for feeling tired. You are human, but you become powerful the moment you decide not to surrender to that tiredness.
Before you give up, listen to the fact that your struggle is shaping someone who can handle more than comfort ever could. Easy lives create fragile people. Hard seasons create unbreakable ones. You may feel invisible right now, unseen, unappreciated, but growth often happens in isolation. Seeds grow underground before they break the surface. Just because no one sees your effort doesn't mean it's wasted. Listen before you give up, because life doesn't get easier, you get stronger. The weight doesn't disappear, your capacity increases, and one day, what feels unbearable today will feel like proof of how far you've come. This message is not telling you to suffer endlessly. It's reminding you that quitting is permanent, while pain is temporary, that you don't need to win today, you just need to stay in the fight. And right now, if you're listening to this, it means some part of you still wants to try. Hold on to that part, protect it, feed it, because that small voice telling you to keep going is the most honest one you have.
Every person who has ever succeeded has faced a moment where quitting looked easier. Every innovator, every leader, every athlete, every artist, and every entrepreneur has been at the edge, wondering if the pain was worth it. The difference between those who fail and those who win is not luck. It is the refusal to surrender when it hurts the most. Listen before you give up, because doubt is temporary, but quitting is permanent. Doubt whispers to you in the dark. It tells you that you're not enough, that you've tried too long, that your effort is meaningless. But doubt is not truth. It is a test. And passing that test requires doing what you're afraid of anyway, proving to yourself that your resolve is stronger than your fear. Many people quit because they can't see the results. They expect instant validation, immediate rewards, and tangible proof that what they're doing matters. But life rarely works that way. Success often happens quietly, behind the scenes, in the small actions no one notices. If you quit now, you'll never see how close you were to breakthrough. That's why listening before giving up is essential. You might just be one decision away from everything changing. Before you give up, listen to your own story. Look back at every time you felt hopeless and kept going. Remember the nights you cried, the mornings you forced yourself out of bed, the moments you wanted to quit but didn't. That history is proof that you are capable. That history is the foundation for your next victory.
Listen before you give up, because life's pressure isn't punishment, it's preparation. The challenges you face today are shaping a version of yourself that can endure more, achieve more, and inspire more than you ever imagined. Every obstacle is a lesson in resilience. Every hardship is building strength. Every struggle is carving greatness. Before you give up, listen to the fact that the universe doesn't reward wishful thinking. It rewards action. You cannot sit and hope for change. You cannot pray for results without working for them. You must take deliberate, consistent steps forward, even when those steps are small, painful, and unseen. People quit because they underestimate their own endurance. They believe that fatigue, failure, or fear means they have reached their limit. But your true limit is often far beyond the pain you feel right now. You are stronger than your anxiety, smarter than your doubt, and more capable than you know. Listen before you give up and realize your strength has been there all along. Listen before you give up, because the world doesn't owe you understanding. No one will stop to explain why life is hard. No one will pause to make your path easier.
The responsibility for your persistence falls squarely on your shoulders. That can be terrifying, but it can also be empowering. The moment you accept full responsibility is the moment you gain full control. Before you give up, listen to the fact that failures are not endings, they are signposts. Every failure teaches something, every rejection shapes character, every mistake points you closer to the right path. Quitting erases all those lessons. Staying in the fight preserves them and turns them into wisdom and power.
Before you give up, listen to the truth about pain. It is temporary, but quitting is permanent. Pain signals effort. Pain signals growth. Pain signals that something meaningful is happening. Quitting signals surrender, and surrender leads to regret, a weight that grows heavier every year, never lighter. Listen before you give up, because your future self is waiting for you to persist. The person you will become depends on your decisions today. Will you give up and leave your potential unfulfilled? Or will you push a little longer, fight a little harder, and survive a little longer to claim the life you deserve? Your future self is rooting for the second choice. Many people quit because they think no one is watching, but the most important person watching is you. You are the witness of your own effort, the judge of your own courage, the architect of your own life. When you quit, you deny yourself the chance to prove that you are stronger than your challenges. Before you give up, listen to the truth about momentum. Movement, even imperfect, creates results. Action compounds over time. Every effort, no matter how small, builds towards something bigger. Quitting destroys momentum and resets progress. If you want to see change, you must keep moving, even when it hurts.
Listen before you give up, because the hardest moments produce the strongest people. Mountains are climbed step by step. Rivers are crossed one stroke at a time. And the storms you face are not meant to drown you. They're meant to build your strength, resilience, and courage. Quitting is surrendering before you see how powerful you can truly become. Before you give up, listen to the fact that perseverance is more valuable than talent. Talent is wasted when it's not nurtured. Motivation fades. Discipline lasts. The person who endures, who keeps showing up, who refuses to quit, always wins in the long run. Listen before you give up, because perseverance is the quiet force that shapes champions. Before you give up, listen to the power of small victories. Every small win matters, even when it feels insignificant. One more page read, one more call made, one more practice session. These tiny steps add up. Most people quit because they ignore the power of accumulation. But small wins are the building blocks of extraordinary results. Never underestimate them. Listen before you give up, because failure is not a destination, it's a teacher. Every mistake teaches you something about yourself, your process, or your strategy. Failure is painful, yes, but quitting ensures you never learn what could have been gained. If you stay, you convert each failure into fuel, each setback into strategy, and each disappointment into determination.